Good evening, it's Louise here, Straighten Your Crown Tarot. It is Saturday the 1st of July 2023 and this reading is an insight into what is going on in American politics between the Republicans and the Democrats. And specifically, I do want to look into Joe Biden, but I also want to look into other people who are the front runners at the moment, right now, who are have been putting themselves forward for the nomination for president in 2024. Now, I did do a video before about Biden, and I still stand by it. Biden is not going to make it. I don't believe Biden is going to be with us. Now, what I mean by that is that he will either pass away, which is not unusual for a man of his age, but it's also clear that Joe Biden, is in massive cognitive decline, and he won't be the nominee for the Democrats. He just won't. I think right now there's a massive shift away from Biden that will continue, and by November this year he will not be a nominee. I think there's like primaries, there's different competitions that they have to go through in order to become the nominee. There's different races, and I believe that starts in November, but he won't be. His name will not be put forward in November. So, what's happening with Biden at the moment, and the Biden crime family, shall I say, is that things are not going very well. They will continue to not go very well, and the Democratic tables will turn on the Bidens and the current people. And I also believe that that includes Kamala Harris. So rather than looking at Biden, I think there's two very interesting Democrats come up. One is Gavin, Newsome, which I have to admit I know very little about, and Bobby Kennedy Jr., who I know a little bit more about, but not very much. So I'm wanting to have a look at Gavin Newsome and Robert Kennedy Jr. And for the Republican side, I want to look at Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. Now, I know that for Trump supporters, Trump will always be the first choice, but I believe that the Republican political class's first choice is Ron DeSantis, and I'm saying this because of all the issues that Trump has had with all the indictments, justifiable indictments or not. I think the Republican political class would rather see DeSantis than Trump. However, it is not their choice who runs for president. I think that's down to the people. I'm not really well versed on American politics. I know there's a House of Senate and a House of... There's two houses, isn't there? Congress and the Senate, and I don't, I did do this in school way back, but I'm 57, so can't remember how it works, but I do know there's a lot of pomp and ceremony, there is a lot of fanfare over this, and I know the American race for the presidency goes on and on and on and on and on. Right, so for the Republicans, Bobby Kennedy and Gavin Newsome, I know there are other nominees, but they're the two that have jumped out at me, so they're the ones I'm going with. I'm using an ordinary Rider-Waite tarot deck. For the two Republicans that I've chosen, Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, I'm going with the Golden Foil Tarot deck. So let's go for the Democrat side first. So what I want to know is, I'm looking in my crystal ball here, and I've just seen the word underhand. So who am I taking first? Who's underhand? What's underhand? Okay. Just like with all politics and political machinations, there's some massaging being done behind the scenes. So am I taking first, please? I'm going to take Gavin Newsome. We have the Three of Wands. This person has got his Three of Wands. He's waiting for his ships to come in. What I'm getting from this, and I don't know anything about this guy. I know he's connected to California. I don't know if he's a governor there or not. But I do know California is in a right state at the moment. I don't know whether that's down to Gavin Newsome or whether that's something that's been coming for a long while. Gavin Newsome is waiting for his ships to come in. It's almost as if this has been planned for a very long time. He's making his move. He thinks it's his time. And will Gavin Newsome be successful in his nomination? And we have the Three of Pentacles. So we've got two threes here. Threes is about collaboration. He's waiting for his ships to come in. He thinks it's his time. He cannot do that without the help of others. So he's enlisting the help of other Democrats. Okay. I'm just going to take those and I'm going to put them to one side for the moment. So Gavin Newsome needs the help of others. Skilled people, very skilled people, to enable him for his ships to come in. He believes it's his time and his right. Right, I don't even know what this man looks like. Bobby Kennedy. We have the Seven of Cups. This feels like a choice of the people. The people have got so many different choices, and Bobby Kennedy's almost the mystery prize in a way, you know. And I'm being shown a horse race. When you've got this horse race and you're watching this horse race, and you can see this horse that's come off the starting blocks late, and they're at the back of the race, and they literally gallop through to the finish line at the last minute. This feels like Bobby Kennedy. At the moment, he's being cloaked. At the moment, I think he's being silenced. Or people are trying to silence him. But he's a bit of an enigma. He's a bit of an enigma. Why is he an enigma? What's this other card? Oh, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. He's got everything he needs. He's already successful. I don't know anything about him. I mean, I know a lot of politicians in America are lawyers or attorneys. Maybe he's already successful. He's already got what he needs. But he's wanting to. What's this feeling like? This is. He feels very serene. He's very confident in his own skin. He's very. What's the word? He's very cool and calm and collected, and he's not easily fazed. I mean, and this might all be bollocks because I don't know anything about these people. But the moment he's being put on the back burner, he's being moved to the back. It's almost as if he's not allowed to be seen for some reason. Right, so is Gavin Newsome going to be the next Democratic nominee? I don't know whether to take that one because that just like, I'm going to take it. Right, okay. He's got a lot of work to do. This is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the person, he's got a lot of work to do, but it's almost like he's reaping the rewards. So maybe Gavin Newsome will be the next nominee. What about Bobby Kennedy? Will he be... I'm not taking those 5. Will Bobby Kennedy be the next nominee for the Democrats? And we have the Hermit. I don't think he is. I think right now, as it stands right now, the energy is looking at, I believe that Biden will not be in the running. I've always believed, I believe that for time. I believe Newsome has got some, there's some dodgy dealings going on with some very, very important and intellectual and clever people, very skilled people, and he will reap the rewards of his weight. His ships will come in. So if he's not the nominee, he'll be the puppet master. Why am I saying that? Bobby Kennedy, he's the outsider. He's the outside runner. He's not being seen. He's not being shown. He's a bit of a mystery prize, but he's also very cool, calm and collected, and there's an air of giving in him. I feel like he's really put his neck on the line, and he's got the Hermit. So because he's got the Hermit, I think he's gonna have to reach. He's gonna have to reach inside himself for some strength here, because I think he has a battle on his hands. I want another one, please, for Bobby Kennedy. What sort of? Why is he reaching for inner strength? And he's got the Knight of Cups in reverse, and I don't understand. Another one. And that's 5. I'm not taking 5. Knight of Cups in reverse. Right, there's a Knight of Cups in reverse, and then there's the Four of Cups. This is his party either have to turn their back on him for some reason, or they're going to, and he's going to be very, very disappointed. But there's some opportunity coming in here. He's got some sort of pet project that will come good in the end, but he just needs to lift his head. I'm feeling like this man is a really brave individual. Very brave individual. Okay. Let's have a look at Trump and DeSantis. Now, I know a lot about Trump because obviously he was the president before Biden now. And it was widely reported in the UK. DeSantis I know less about, but I do know that he is the governor of Florida, and I know many people have moved to Florida because of DeSantis's policies during the pandemic, and people who aren't progressively leftist and aren't progressively Republican find that is the middle. DeSantis is the middle way, but there is also a bit of extremism about him in the same respect. Hope that makes sense. Trump is loved by the Trump supporters. DeSantis is loved by DeSantis supporters. who's going to pull it off. So is Trump going to be the nominee for the Republican Party for 2024? Oh God, not taking the whole. These golden foil tarot cards are really slippy. We've got the Fool for Trump. We've got the Fool. I want to take another one for that. Is Trump the new nominee? And the Star. Okay. Okay, I think Trump will, see, I don't think this is written in stone right now. Trump very much is a person who, he is the fool in many ways. He's got that, he couldn't laissez-faire attitude. It's let live and let live. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to say what he's going to say. He doesn't give two shits what anybody thinks about it. He is who he is, and he's enjoying it. He's walking through life. He's enjoying it. Whether there's pitfalls, whether he's going to fall off the cliff or not, he's going to carry on doing what he's doing. He doesn't have a care in the world. But then there's the Star. So if Trump is to be the next nominee, he has to first put out some of the fires that surround his reputation. A little bit of healing needs to come to the situation. I think he's just this. I don't know whether this means he's going to walk away from it and just she's an excellent communicator. Let me see what we're saying about DeSantis. Is DeSantis, that's not a definitive answer. It feels like Trump could possibly be, is very likely to be the next nominee for the Republican Party, but not all Republicans want him to be the next nominee. And he's not going to change for shit. He's not going to change for anybody. But that does require a little bit more nurture in his approach, a little bit more, he needs to start putting out some fires instead of starting them. What about DeSantis? Will DeSantis be the next nominee? See, this decision is not being made. So between Trump, which is unclear, it's very unclear whether he's going to do that. It's a toss-up. It's still a toss-up between DeSantis and Trump. What about DeSantis, please? What? Okay, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got Justice. Right, so we've got this person, Trump, who is who he is and is unapologetic for who he is. He's going to do what he does a good job, and he's well loved and revered. There is some need for healing, to put out a few fires, dampen down the rhetoric maybe. It's still a toss-up between DeSantis and Trump at the moment. With DeSantis, we've got the King of Swords. This is someone who can be quiet. He's very intellectual. He's a very, very clever person. He's very level-headed, very logical. He can, at times, be a little bit sharp, too sharp, which can be difficult for people to take. However, on the other hand, for DeSantis, we've got Justice. It's as if there's going to be I wonder if there's going to be a legal challenge between the nominees of Trump and DeSantis. It's either a legal challenge or some sort of there's some sort of litigation going through, or some sort of court case which will decide it. Oh, right. Now we all know that Trump's been going through several court cases, justified or not. He's not going to change whatever he's got a hole in his arse. This nominee is still undecided. Santis is a very clear thinker, but the decision will be made in the courts. That's interesting. These cards are slow slipping. I've just tried to pick them up and I've got them everywhere. Right. So that's that. So it looks like Newsome has already got his eye on the prize, and there are other people helping him get that prize. And it looks like Bobby Kennedy is going to remain out of the spotlight, but not unseen. Let's have an Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. An Enchanted Map Oracle, please. Let's tie this reading all together. We've got the Republicans, Gavin Newsome, Bobby Kennedy, and the Democrats, Gavin Newsome and Bobby Kennedy, and the Republicans, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. What card can you give us to tie this all together? There's a huge feeling that the West has lost its way and gone too far, and the people who are tolerant and really middle of the road, politically speaking, have had enough with how far this has gone. And there is a danger that in the US, it's either going to continue to go too far and too far to the left, and then become communism, which never works, or people are going to get so incensed by the way the US has been heading that they will become more right-wing. It feels like this is a tipping point in time, where tempers are frayed, people have had enough, they want their lives to be the way they were, and not to become unrecognisable through political machinery and political I don't know the word. Some things have been allowed to go too far. This is the feeling I'm getting. And we've got Stormfields. Stormfields. Let me get the book. This looks a bit like a tornado. And I know some places in the US have like hurricane and tornado season. What's happening with this? Number 9. 9s usually signal the beginning of the end of something. 9s can be very difficult to navigate. Let's have a look. Number 9. I'll read it to you. Stormfields. An uncomfortable chaos is surrounding you. Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent-up energy needs release. Just as a storm in nature must break, for these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stirs things up and creates temporary disorder. Not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be widely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up either inside you or between you and another will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. Right, okay. This feels, as I was saying, that some of the progressive policies that have been implemented of late in the, and they've been implemented here too, have sort of uprooted people from their middle of the road political views, and some are going way off to the left, and that leaves some people going way off to the right, and those in the middle are politically homeless. This is this is chaos, this is a battle. And I did say in a few videos before, it feels like civil war. I'm not saying you're going to have a civil war. It's like a war of ideas. And I think that's going to be played out in the political sphere as we come up to the primaries. I think they are. I think the primaries in November, but I don't know whether the nominations are in November and the primaries start in the new year. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not an expert on American politics. I do know that it goes on and on and on and on and on. In the UK, we have a general election, and we vote for the party, the politician in our area that belongs to whatever party we wish to see in government. And however many seats that particular party gets throughout the nation becomes the majority government. That doesn't work here, because you have to have all these battles for the presidential nominee for both sides, and then people vote for the president, not the party. So there's going to be a lot of tussling around. I believe that Gavin Newsome has been manoeuvring himself into position to be the next nominee for the Democrats. I think Bobby Kennedy's, I think he said he was going to run or enter the competition. He's going to be elbowed out of that. He's been elbowed out of politics for a while now. He's been very vocal about the pandemic, the way the pandemic was administrated, the way the vaccination was administrated, mandates and all that kind of thing. And I think he's still not been forgiven for that. However, he's not going to shut up. He's a very stable person. Where Trump's concerned and DeSantis, I believe that battle has not been, it's not decided yet. It's still a potential, but there seems to be another court. There's going to be some sort of legal battle with that. Anyway, watch this page, because I think it's going to be a long way off. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. I might do the read for the week next, and put that up tomorrow night when I finish work, because I don't think I will have time to do it tomorrow, because I've got a very long and very busy day tomorrow. Anyway, so I hope that makes sense to you, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, I'm off, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Ta-ra.